Right, so in today's video we're going to be doing the first renovation of the year, and that's going to be overseeding this bare and patchy lawn. So you can see this lawn is in a bit of a state. If you've seen any of my previous videos, you'll have seen that, you know, the winter sort of had its way with this lawn a little bit. Up until maybe, you know, back end of December, it was looking decent. Whereas, you know, since we had all that rain in Jan and Feb, it's really caused the lawn to struggle, and a big part of that is just because of the, you know, the lack of sun that this lawn gets. So the lack of sun over the winter plus all the heavy rain has resulted in this just being quite patchy. What we are going to do today is we're going to get on, we're going to overseed this space and bring it back to its former glory. You can see that in the spaces where it's been getting a bit of the sun, it has started to thicken up, and you can see now that the grass blades are bunching together much more easily, but you can still see this side that gets less sun. I mean, it is starting to get sun now, like you can see. It is starting to actually get there, the grass. So it's not a lost cause. Not every lawn's going to look amazing. And, you know, it's about what we can do now to revive them. So I'm using the A1 Lawn Premiership Pro grass seed today to overseed this lawn. It's exactly the same grass seed that I put down last year when I did the full renovation on it. Then it's a dwarf rye mix. It ends up going really dark green, really thick once we get further into spring. Now usually I would wait until around about April to overseed. However, we've got really favourable conditions at the moment. I mean, I'm out here in a t-shirt, so that should tell you that the conditions are quite nice. And I mean, this lawn doesn't see a lot of the sun, like I've already said, so the seed will be a little bit slower going, but if we get it down now, it should hopefully germinate within the next 2 or 3 weeks. Right, I did just forget to click record, so all I did was I cut the lawn, I took it down a little bit lower than what it was, and I used the Bosch just because it's a little bit lighter, and with this being quite a patchy lawn, I didn't want to disturb too much of the soil. Now, something else you could possibly do when you are overseeding or renovating your lawn is to scarify, but you can tell with my lawn, you can clearly see the actual soil there. There's no thatch there whatsoever. So all I'm going to do today is I'm going to get on with the Scott's drop spreader, and I'm just going to put the seed straight down onto the lawn. No need really for any scarification, because like I said, there's no thatch that's in the lawn. If you have got a fescue lawn, that is a lawn that produces a lot of thatch. And if you're not sure about lawn types or grass types, I'm learning on the go at the moment, and I'm going to be posting lots of videos in the next few weeks and months, sort of documenting the journey of having a ryegrass lawn and also a fescue lawn that I'm going to be establishing at the bottom of the garden. You can measure a specific amount out, you know, for the actual overseeding of your lawn, but what I tend to do is just put the Scott spreader on the highest setting possible, which is 18, and I just eyeball it and just decide when I think enough is enough. So there we go, we've got the seed down on the lawn. I would always put a little bit more down than what you think you're going to need, because inevitably you're not going to have every seed germinating. Some are going to rot away, some are just going to not germinate at all. I mean, the vast majority will, but if you put a little bit more down than what you think is probably required, it's probably going to be for the best. And the last thing I'm going to do is top dress by putting a little bit of compost down over the top of these seeds. Now, you can just get on with a rake and rake it out, or you can use something like this, which is a compost spreader. This one's from Landsy. They are quite expensive for what they are, but I know you can get cheap ones down the likes of B&Q and things. So I'm going to use this for the first time today, see how it works, and yeah, we'll see how much of the large matter it takes out of the compost. And also, as well, we'll see how far one bag goes, because with a lawn this size, it's tiny. You don't really need a compost spreader, but what I do want to do is get a bit of an idea as to how far a bag actually gets using this before I actually get on a big lawn and use it for a larger renovation. I'm not going to be funny, it's boss. It's so much better than I thought it would be. I mean, obviously, it's doing what I thought it would do. It's putting the compost down, but the distribution is absolutely perfect. Wow, okay, so that's one covering across the entire lawn. Let's just see how much we've got left inside of the barrel. I reckon I've got half a bag there. Now, I'm not being funny. Usually when I top dress this lawn, I get on with maybe 3 bags of compost. I mean, at least. So the fact that one bag has given us one coating across the lawn is amazing. I'm gonna go and do one more pass just to get a little bit more compost down, because I want this to be more of a distribution knocking about, and then I need to do the edges as well. We just can't get right up against the brick wall or the fence there, even the lawn bordering. But yeah, so far so good. I mean, expensive, but you get what you pay for, I guess. Unless you go to B&Q and get the cheap one, in which you also get what you pay for, but you save a bit of money at the same time. Wow, there we go. Second pass across the lawn, let's have a look. I mean, it will entirely depend on the type of compost you use, but you can see there's all these like larger pieces, there's bits of sticks in there. So even though there's still a lot left in this, I'm going to take probably most of the rest and just put it in the actual flower bed at the side of the garden over there, just so nothing goes to waste. But yeah, one bag for the entire lawn. Excellent. So there we go, the lawn has been overseeded. We put the seed down, we've top dressed it with a bit of compost, and now it's just a bit of a waiting game. We've got a bit of rain coming in the next few weeks, which is going to be really helpful to actually water this seed in. As long as it stays moist and it stays fairly warm, then germination should hopefully be brilliant. You know, this side's going to obviously germinate first because of the nature of the beast. It spends more time in the sun. This side will take a little bit longer, but eventually it will kick in, and this lawn will be looking as good as new in a few weeks' time. So thanks for watching today's video. If you enjoyed it, feel free to give it a like, and if you'd like to follow along with the journey of this lawn or any of my other lawns, such as the front ones, the one at the bottom which we're going to be renovating completely, then feel free to subscribe. And finally, thanks for watching.